for him, and guess what? He was downstairs all the time. Oh dear, we still laugh about that one now.
What, you and the other cat? What?
Well, yeah, me and his wife, Holly. Although Phil himself sees the funny side.
Amber, look, I know you're the host, and I don't want to tread on your toes, and I love hearing about your cats, Phil and Holly, Xanthi, but...
I think Paul's dissing you. He's telling you he's bored with all this cat shit.
No, Xanthi, you know that's not true. I mean, I was at your cat's wedding, remember? It's just that senior management need us to feedback some ideas, and I've got it as an objective on my appraisal.
Of course, Paul. And they still treasure your wedding gift?
Oh, I just got a text from Steve. Oh, apparently he can't join us again. Oh, it looks like he's been wrongfully arrested. Apparently he was out shopping for some vulnerable neighbour, and then someone tripped behind him and pulled down his trousers and pants. He's been arrested for indecent exposure.
Well, if no one else is going to say it, that sounds like a cock and bull story.
Well, I'm sure it's just a misunderstanding. Now, I need to apologise for Tom, our mental health first aider, who would have been giving a belated talk post Mental Health Awareness Week. But sadly, he's had a breakdown. It was on his way back from shopping. Now, I think... oh, yes, it was his alternator that went on the car. Now, look, I'm not an expert on any of this, but from the conversations I've had with him, the key message is it's good to talk. And following on from that, he's referred anyone who is having issues to the company intranet, where there's loads of stuff that you can read on this.
I've just been stuck in a waiting room. I want to remind you all that I haven't seen, heard or spoken to any of you for months until last week.
Of course, I mean, that's awful. But like we said, Brianna, we thought you were working on a special project outside of the team.
I was, but I'm still part of this team, and I still want a full investigation. I think I've been barred by someone. It's symptomatic of the wider societal agenda of the subjugation of women.
I can see that you're angry, but I'm sure there's a simple explanation.
Angry? I'm not angry, Bea. Why do men dismiss women's assertiveness for bloody aggression?
I will do a full tech investigation to get to the bottom of your allegations. Let us proceed.
I'd just like to remind you, as per the email, though, I mean, obviously not in a managerial way, that we need to come up with some ideas about how we might observe health and safety when we return to work. You know, I think actually that this is a good opportunity for us to sort of take a lead and shape it for the rest of our colleagues when they return to work. You know, it's going to be a bit like D-Day. Yeah. I mean, you know, we're going to be in the front line, kind of forming a bridgehead. Yeah, like the SAS or the charge of the Light Brigade. Yeah, I mean, we're going to be heroes of the front line. Yeah, putting ourselves in front of the firing squad. No, I mean, sorry, in the firing line. No, I mean, sorry, putting ourselves in front, putting out the fire and...
Charge of the Light Brigade. Didn't most of them die?
Now, there's a good chance that some of the other floors will be closed, so we'll only have the male toilets available.
Typical patriarchy. That's all I'm going to say.
I won't use them.
That's just conditioning that jars with the male notion of femininity to actually think of us going to the toilet. The thought repulses men.
No, it's because I'm based in Manchester.
Well, I think about women going to the toilet. So if people are uncomfortable about mixed male-female amenities, then, well, maybe we could create a rota.
I think we'd need to do a time and motion study before we create that.
What about LGBT? Q+?
Sorry, Brianna, but plus what?
Other sexual identities? P, what if someone identifies as a woman?
Or identifies as a man, like me.
What are you going to do then? Burn her or they, them, if they want to use those pronouns, at the stake?
Well, no, I'm not like that. I mean, I've often thought what it'd be like to put myself inside a woman. To see the world through a woman's eyes.
Hashtag me too, bruv. See, I'm very fluid sexually. I like all kinds. Cougars.
Oh, I love cougars too! And lions and tigers and all big cats.
Small ladies. Not like midgets though. Although you never know. But even MILFs like Beyonce. Like if you reverse that song, if I was a boy, then I can imagine myself being inside her. A strong, independent woman. I could explore myself from a female perspective, you get me? Though I wouldn't let Jay-Z anywhere near me, nah, he'd have to stay in a box to the left. And I'd send myself a lot of money to the UK. Not that I've given it that much thought though, innit?
I knew you were that kind of man, P. All outdated machismo, objectifying women, endorsing, condoning that outrageous sexual assault on Beyonce.
No, of course not. I'm not that kind of man. I mean, just ask my wife. She says, you're not a man. You're not enough of a man. And I want a real man.
Is this your ex-wife, Paul?
Yes, I've only ever had and wanted one wife. Yes, she is my ex. But it is only temporary.
I don't know if anyone knows, but I've got IDS.
What? Ian Duncan Smith?
No! Irritable down there syndrome. I don't like to talk about it. But what happens is, if I...
So, what you're saying is that a rota won't work for you?
I got it. Oh man, I'm like that man who speaks like a robot and has a massive brain. Right, okay. Give everyone a screwdriver so I can take out a few of the screws so that the M, that stands for men, will drop down and look like a W, which stands for woman, in case you're not a feminax like me.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but if it's a real issue, why don't we just use different coloured post-it notes and put it on the door when we're using it?
Oh, pink for girls, blue for boys.
Pink, as in Lady Menorah, yielding to the blue veiny aggressor. You're just reinforcing the male ideal of female servitude. You need to grow a pair.
Oh, I'm sorry, Brianna. I didn't realise that you didn't like the Balearics. I mean, I've never been to Menorah, but Mallorca is nice. I went last year with Phil and Holly.
So, thinking about the office and how we might use it, I think we can take a lead from the supermarkets.
What? So queuing outside the building for hours?
No, I'm thinking inside the office and how we maintain social distancing of 2 metres, although that might change.
Oh, yes, because it's 1.5 metres on the continent. But then again, they're smaller than us because Britain has the fattest people in Europe. I believe the further the distance between us, the safer we'll be. Oh, I'm sorry, Paul. I know you were looking for ideas of how we could maintain this.
Has anyone got any nunchucks?
Only when I sit for a long time.
You mean those things that martial artists use? Those 2 sticks joined by a chain, the ones that they twirl around?
Yeah, that's it, bruv. Like what they use in judo and boxing and that. See, if we all had nunchucks, no one would come near us. Trust me. If they had them in China, we wouldn't even be in this situation, innit?
Well, thank you very much for that, Keiron, but I don't think our health and safety policy would allow that. and Xanthi, I think you're right. I mean, the greater the distance between us, the better. And luckily, we've got quite a bit of space to move out. Now, I've come up with a plan how we can have our desks which allows for that. And I will send an email about that. Now, coming back to the supermarkets, they've got a one-way walking policy. Any ideas how we might be able to implement that?
Oh, we could put buzzers down, and when you tread on them, they go, to show you that you've gone the wrong way.
What if you're going the right way?
Well, then you could just step over them.
So what if you think you're going the right way, but you're not, and then you step over them?
We could use whistles like referees.
Oh, I'm not sure. I've got very sensitive hearing. Oh, and I'm sure that other people would suffer as well if there were people in the office, running around blowing really shrill whistles.
We could solve that by wearing earplugs, ear defenders, or noise-cancelling headphones.
Couple of good ideas there. Right, now, lunches. I think that's easy to solve, actually. We'll just have a rota, stagger it, and then we'll come into the kitchen at different times.
I just need half an hour to eat KFC. And also, I won't be having any tea or coffee breaks. So if you add all that up, maybe I could have Fridays off in lieu. Also, I could ease up on the sitch with the toilet by using my empty bargain bucket. You get me?
So with regards to the PPE, the company have taken the noble and I think rather ethical decision not to purchase any gloves or masks, as they don't want to compromise the resources going to our heroic frontline workers.
You mean they don't want to pay?
No, it's not that. It's more a matter of corporate responsibility. They want to empower us to find out what works for us, rather than just tell us.
That makes a change. Will they reimburse us?
Yeah, I think so. So I suggest we get cover for our eyes, gloves, and it goes without saying, a mask.
Someone put me in the waiting room again. But I heard what you said, P. Ordering a woman to wear a gag. Handmaid's Tale's becoming reality.
No, not a gag. No, a face mask. Like a nurse.
So you want me to dress up like a nurse?
Or a doctor?
Do you understand the historical symbolism of what you're ordering me to do? You will not gag me! I will not be silenced!
The only thing about masks is that they can really muffle your voice, so it might be really hard, what with the distancing, to hear what people are actually saying.
The solution will be to use email or possibly Zoom in private rooms.
So time's up. I'll make a list of actions, but in summary, we'll come in and sit as far away from each other as possible. More time in and around the toilets. Some will have lunch at 10 a.m, others at 4 p.m. We'll walk around the office treading on buzzers or blowing whistles. We'll wear ear defenders and we'll all wash our hands 15 times a day. We'll email each other and possibly use Zoom, which will be improvement on how we work now. Correct?
Well, that sounds like a plan. I think senior management will be impressed. Thank you very much, everyone. Now, if we could just show each other our initial individual PPE.
Hey, love, you got your heart on your sleeve, but the shirt on your back's a bit small. Hey, you, yeah, your colors are changing. The world ain't half bad after all. Na, na, na.